Okay, for this video, we're going to make the Minecraft pig body. So the first thing you want to make sure is, if you notice, if you don't have a ruler, is to make sure you have the ruler. Bring out the ruler so that you have the ruler. So this is what we're going to be creating. So we're going to be having to create the tail and the body. Body's obviously super easy, but so let's focus on the tail. So let me go ahead and look at this tail here. And let's look at this. So based on this, I'm going to go ahead and lay it down so to make it easy for us to do this. Okay, so there we go. There's our tail. I'm going to just lay this down flat. Okay, so right now we have a tail that is 0.69. So if we want to just make this nice and easy, we'll just make it 7 by 10 is what we want to make it. Okay, we look at the height. It's 0.63. So if we just make it 1, make it nice and easy for us to figure out. Now, snap to grid, I would probably recommend to turn this off so it makes it easy for when we're moving things. So what we're going to be using is these big old blocks, but we just need to make one of them. And so to do that, let me just undo this. And then you can see for each block. And then here we can see this is a 2 by 2 pretty much. And then by 1 height. There we go. So that's what we want to do. So we want to do a 2 by 2, 2 by 2, oops, by 2, and let me do that again. This one is 1. Okay, so there we go. We got our blocks here. So let me go ahead and zoom in that so you can see. Let me move this over. Okay, so easiest way is we click and duplicate, and we can put these in together. So let's go ahead and make all these the 2s. 2. So let me go ahead and duplicate. So I'm going to click over here, click duplicate, and then what we're going to need to do is zoom in. This is the tough part, because when I have multiple objects, it goes to the center. Okay, and then we need to get them together. Oops, wrong side. Let's do it over here. Okay, and then don't worry if they're not perfectly touching, and then we're going to center them. And so what I did is I clicked over here on, no, sorry, here on line, and then make them align, and then I'm going to click on the group. Okay, so now that I have them together, now I can make 2 of these. So I'm going to duplicate this, and then move that up. Oops, that's not how you want to do that. Move the other one up about the same height. Now remember, this is just an estimation. Now, we'll probably want to get these 2 to line up. So I'm going to click and select by drawing the square. Align them so they're nice and aligned. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and duplicate another one. And what we're going to need to do is move this over here. Not that way. And understand, to undo stuff, you can either click back to undo or press Control Z, which you can see from this, it says Control Z. Okay, now we're going to turn this 90 degrees. So I'm going to type in that 90 degrees. So if you click on the 0, it'll let you type in 90 degrees. It flips it over. Okay, now we need one more. Now there's a couple ways you can do it. You can either make an individual one, or you can just duplicate this and just make it move up where you have both of them under overlap. And as you can see, there you go. Now, all I'm going to do is just select these, and then I'm going to make sure that they're lined up perfectly. And then we're just going to go ahead and group them. Okay. And right here. So, and group. Okay, now the last one's going to require to make just 2 of these. So I'm going to duplicate and then, so make a copy. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this guy up here. And then we're just going to need to move him right there. And then what I'm going to do is ungroup this guy. And now I got the other block free for me to move and place. Right about there. Okay. Now, it may not be perfect, so just make sure you look above, and that way you can kind of clean it up. And that looks pretty good. Now to go ahead and group us. So to group it, draw a square and select all of them. Group it together. And let's go ahead and change it that color, which we wanted it like a dark red like that. So there you go. Okay, so that part is done. Now the other part is to make this. So to do this is pretty much we need a box 20 by 20 by 34. And let's make that 35. Make it nice and even. So 20 by 20 by 35. So I'm just going to do another box over here. There we go. And we're just going to move it out of the way here. So the only one we need to worry about is this length one right here, 35. And there you go, it's that length. Okay, now let's change it to pink. A nice light pink, so there we go. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and move this guy, regroup him. And I'm just going to move him over. Oops. See, that's what happens. You be careful with that. Control Z undoes that. So this looks like it's all grouped together, so I can go ahead and move him. So I thought he wasn't. And so all we need to do is now just move this guy up to there. So we're going to go ahead and flip him up by using that rotate. So you're going to find that, make it 90 degrees, and then bring this guy over. There we go. Now, to center them, I'm going to go ahead and click and select both. So see, it has both of them. I'm going to use that align. So center it there, and then center it there, and then group. And then, because it's all one color, if you do multicolor, there you go. So this is how you can do the pig's body and tail. Okay? So thanks for watching, and we're almost done with the pig.